Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sally and this is my channel Secret Life of a Seamstress, where I love to talk all about sewing and making clothes. Thank you so much for joining me today and I hope you're all having a really good day so far. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my sewing plans for autumn and winter time. I love to do these videos every season because I feel as though they keep me on track. I love to sort of sit down, think about what I have in my wardrobe at the moment, think about gaps that I might have, things that I might need to make to go with other things. In last week's video, I did a huge wardrobe sort out and declutter. I got rid of quite a lot of things that I wasn't wearing anymore, and that gave me the room and the headspace to think about things that I might want to bring in this new season to hopefully make my wardrobe work better for me. So if you haven't seen my summer plans video, I will link it below, but I do have to say that I did not do very well with my sewing plan. And for that, I am going to completely blame the weather. I know I keep blaming the weather for everything, but I am British and we do blame the weather a lot, so that's my excuse. I am hoping for more success with my autumn winter plans coming into this season. I always feel like here in the UK, our autumn winter time lasts far longer than our summer does, so I do feel as though I have more time to get these things done. So I normally stick to 5 patterns that I want to sew for each season. This year I've actually increased it slightly and I've gone up to 10 things that I want to make for autumn and winter time. This is just really inspiration for me, things that I think will work well in my wardrobe and things that I can maybe dip in and out of when I feel like sewing something. So I'm giving myself some leeway, if you will. And also you'll see as I go through this list, but I'm actually trying to sew lots of these things from patterns that I already have. So I thought again I could afford to expand the list slightly. So I actually have 10 sewing patterns and 3 knitting things that I would like to get done in this season. So let's get into it, shall we? So the first item that I would like to bring into my handmade wardrobe for autumn winter time is a bomber jacket. A cropped bomber jacket, I think. So bomber jackets, again, are everywhere on the high street. There are loads around in the handmade world as well. And I'm seeing lots of sewists make bomber jackets on Instagram and YouTube and things. And I'm really taken by this style. Again, a little bit 90s, but yeah, I'm really liking it. So lots of the bomber jackets around on the high street are cropped and they're often made from like a wool type fabric, something quite cozy. So yeah, I really like the idea of having a bomber jacket in my wardrobe, something that I can throw on over jeans, but also I think they look really nice with dresses as well. So as always with this video, while I'm talking, I'll just pop in some inspiration images. I always talk about the fact that I get a lot of inspiration from the high street, and I also keep an eye on Pinterest as well. And because you'll know with Pinterest, like the more you search for things, the more it will recommend you images and things. So I've been saving along the way any inspiration images for makes and things that I want to sew for autumn and winter time. So a few sewing patterns that I've found that I think would suit this cropped bomber jacket bill are, first of all, this one by Pattern Scout. This is called the Cozy Jacket. So this is a lovely casual zip-up jacket. It actually comes in its sort of standard form with a high collar, an elasticated waist and elasticated sleeves, but there is an add-on pack for this pattern which includes a collar and a button-up version rather than the zip. So yeah, this cozy jacket does fit the bill quite well. I don't think this one is lined, but I guess there might be a way to line it if I think about it properly. Another option is actually a pattern that I already own, and it is this New Look pattern. This is for quite an oversized bomber actually. I have made this one already and I'll pop an image in so that you can see it. This one includes a lining, it has raglan sleeves, it's got some ribbing at the collar and at the cuffs and at the hem, and it has a zip fastening, so it's slightly different to what I want to sew for this season. But I'm thinking that maybe I could adapt that pattern just to bring it more in line with what I'm hoping for. And lastly, it's the Sew Over It Amelia bomber jacket. This one again is a lovely cropped sort of vintage style bomber jacket. It has the zip, it has the pointy collar, and I really like the style of this one as well. And I'm thinking that because I know Sew Over It and I do love their patterns, I know they have good instructions and all that kind of stuff, maybe it's better if I just stick with them. So those are my options. If you have sewn any of those bomber jacket patterns, do let me know. Oh, I forgot to include one actually. The Wardrobe by Me Amelia bomber jacket is another one that's come highly recommended. I did put a post out on my Instagram stories asking if anyone knew of any bomber jacket patterns, and this one came up quite a lot. So yeah, that's another contender. So moving on to item number 2, and I would really like to make a fleece gilet. So I don't know if you've seen these around in the shops at the moment. Again, this is something that I thought that I would never want to wear, but has grown on me over time when I've seen them styled in different ways. And I have to say that the appeal of having one of these to wear under a thin jacket in wintertime is actually quite appealing. So I thought this might be a lovely one to sew. And yeah, I love the sort of 70s style of this, the way that they are being worn over dresses as well, with sort of brown boots, stack-heeled boots and things like that. It's really boho, isn't it? And really 70s. And I love the fact that these fleece gilets are coming back in fashion. So there are lots of different styles of these around on the high street at the moment. I'm sure you've probably seen them. So there are the lined versions, which are just really plain, but you can also get the type that are actually bias bound. So there are a couple of patterns that I saw that would fit this style. First of all, the I Am Patterns Hathor Gilet fits this bill perfectly, and I really love the look of this pattern because there are so many different options to it. So you can make various different necklines. You can also include various different pocket styles as well. Another one that I really liked is this one by Atelier Scammit. So this is a pattern company that I've never used before, but I do really like the look of their patterns. And this one, again, well, it suits my bill perfectly. It was just a really lovely, simple gilet. I believe it's lined. You can make various different necklines with it. You can have a crew or a V-neck, and you can have a rounded or a straight hem. I'm actually wondering if I can use a pattern that I already have to whip up something similar. So to me, these gilets, they just look like the body basically of a shirt or a jacket. So I have various different patterns that I think I could maybe use to make something similar. I've got my Logan jacket pattern, and then there's also the Ilford jacket as well, although that is a little bit more boxy. But I'm just wondering if I can take the back and front pieces of my Logan jacket, crop them a little bit, round them off, maybe change the neckline slightly, and make myself a little fur gilet. And I feel as though that would be quite an easy way to do it. Let me know in the comments if you think that would be possible. Next, and quite surprisingly for me, I would really like to add a winter mini skirt to my wardrobe. I'm not normally a mini skirt person at all, but again, on the high street and on Pinterest, I keep seeing these really cozy looks of like a cord or a denim mini skirt with nice cozy tights, big chunky boots, and a lovely cozy knit on top. So I do have a pattern in mind for this one, and it's this Ramona skirt by Tilly and the Buttons. I was kindly sent an advanced copy of this pattern, but I haven't been able to make it up yet. I really like the look of the mini skirt version of this, and I think it would be absolutely lovely sewn from a rust or a burgundy cord fabric. So with this pattern, you do get the option of including a lining as well, and I think I would definitely do that. I love the idea of making this in a cord fabric because I think cord is just so autumny and wintry to me, and it's really soft and cozy, isn't it, and lovely to wear in the cold weather. So yeah, I would love to sew the mini skirt version of this, probably with the patch pockets and a lining. This does include an invisible zip as well. So again, I will get a chance to practice my invisible zip skills. But I'm really looking forward to having a go at this pattern. Let me know if you've made it and let me know how you found it. If I do a cord skirt, I'm definitely going to line it because I've been stung in the past by making corduroy things and then having them stick to your tights and ride up when you're moving around, and I do not like that feeling. So lining is a must for this one, I think. So next on my list is a pattern that I sew all the time and have talked about on this channel quite a lot, but I really want to make a couple more Lyra dresses. So just a couple more sort of wintry maxi dresses really. I don't have many wintry dresses in my wardrobe, you'll be surprised to know. And I just feel as though for this winter, I'd really like a couple more wintry versions that I can wear with things like the fleece gilet that I want to make, with my boots and with jackets and things, and maybe with sweaters and pullovers and things on top. I just don't have many that are long enough to do that in wintry colours. I love the Lyra dress, as you know. It's my favourite and most go-to shirt dress pattern. So with this one, I'm really just looking out for a couple of wintry viscose fabrics. Again, I keep seeing these lovely wintry tones around, like burgundies and rusts and sort of jewel tones. For me, I really prefer to make the Lyra dress fully buttoned down because I think it looks really nice if you are wearing tights and boots to just have that opening at the front. I'm really just looking for lovely fabric, and I'd like the fabric to be ditzy floral, perhaps like a delicate kind of print. I'd like it to be able to pair with black and tan boots. So something that will go with both things, I think. Next, I feel as though I'm including a lot of outerwear on this list, as you'll see as I go through. But another thing I would really like to sew, and I'm not sure if I'm definitely going to get around to this winter, but it's on my list, is a darker coat. So I have made 3 camel coloured coats now, and I feel as though my wardrobe could benefit from having a darker coloured smart coat, either in a black, or I keep seeing lovely khaki or olive green coats around, which I really, really like. And again, I don't think I'm going to buy a new pattern for this make when I get around to it. Last year I made this coat, which I really, really liked. The pattern was easy and lovely to sew. I really enjoyed making it. And since I've made it already, and I know that it fits me reasonably well, I can just sort of knock out another one in a different colour. So that's another thing that I would really like to bring in this year. Another coat pattern that keeps catching my eye actually, and I would like to make at some point, is the Avid Seamstress, the coat. Years ago, I tried on a sample of this pattern at the Knitting and Stitching show, and it fit me really nicely, and I loved the pattern. And at that time, I wasn't really at the stage in my sewing life when I was ready to make a coat, but I keep thinking maybe I should go back to that and give it a go. So continuing with jackets and outerwear, another thing I would really like to sew is a wool blend Ilford jacket. I cannot believe how many Ilford style jackets there are around on the high street. You've probably seen them too. So I've seen a few different versions that I really, really like. One image that I love from Pinterest is this one here. And yeah, it's made me want to sew myself a grey wool blend Ilford jacket. And I think the way they've styled this one in the Pinterest image here is just really my style, like with the leggings and the boots, and it was really casual. And I thought it would be a lovely jacket to just throw on if you're going somewhere where you don't need to be too warm. So I love the Ilford jacket pattern. As you know, I've made a couple of versions of it. I love its boxy style. I always make the one with the straight sleeves, so I don't do the fiddly cuffs or anything like that. And I think it's just a really lovely beginner, super easy pattern to sew. So it's a really quick one to knock out as well. You can have lots in various different fabrics. What I will say is that I have just made the Smith jacket as well by Stylark, and there are different elements of the Ilford and the Smith jacket that I love, and I'd really like to combine them both together. So I love everything about the Ilford really, but something that I really love on the Smith jacket is the back with the yoke and the box pleat. And if I could incorporate that into the Ilford jacket pattern somehow, I think that would probably be my perfect jacket. So I'm going to have a think about whether I can do that, because that would be a really lovely jacket, wouldn't it? With this one, I'll maybe think about lining the Ilford. Friday Pattern Company do have a tutorial on their website, a video for how to line the Ilford. I watched it the other day. It's really thorough and really easy to follow. And I think if I'm going to be wearing this one as a winter jacket, then I'll think about lining it just so that it's easier to get on and off over sweaters and wool and things like that. These are all in a really weird random order, by the way. I've literally just made a note of them and I'm reading from my list. So the next thing I have on my list is actually to make a few basic t-shirts. As I've mentioned, and I always mention, I absolutely love the Agnes pattern by Tilly and the Buttons, and I've made that quite a few times. I love it as a t-shirt to wear underneath things, so I wear it quite a lot under knits like what I'm wearing today, and also shirts and things like that. So I have a couple of versions in quite a tight knit, like a pointelle jersey is one that I wear all the time. So I just need to add a few more. So I think I'm just going to be looking for some really nice ribbed fabrics, probably another one in a white or an off-white or an ivory coloured, because that will go with everything. I'd also like a black one, and then possibly a grey or a khaki toned one as well. I also would like to add a couple of long sleeved t-shirts. I don't have a specific long sleeve t-shirt pattern. Obviously the Agnes t-shirt can be made long sleeve, so I'm thinking I'll probably just go with that one. I quite like having the scoop neck, because I think if you're wearing something over the top of it, you haven't got the problem of your neckline sort of poking out over whatever you're wearing. So I think I'm just going to stick with the Agnes actually, and just make myself a few basic tops. Really nice cozy knit fabrics, really high quality. The long sleeve ones, I'd maybe be looking for something like a brushed cotton jersey or something like that. Does that exist? I don't know. I'm going to be having a look and seeing what's around. Something really nice anyway that I can wear underneath things, and that's going to keep me warm in the winter time. So let's move on. I feel like this video is getting very long, and yeah, I hope you're sticking with me. The next thing, or garment type, I would like to add into my wardrobe for autumn winter time is a shirt or a couple of shirts. So I have my beloved Logan jacket pattern, which I sew all the time. This one is quite oversized though, and I feel like it's more of an overshirt rather than something that I can wear underneath things. So what I'm looking for is something a little bit more fitted, something that I can wear under jumpers, pullovers, cardigans like this, and possibly even pinafores, just like, you know, like a really easy casual style shirt. So my pattern of choice for this one is the Grain Line Archer. I have heard a lot of good things about this pattern, particularly Lauren from Guthrie Garney talks about this shirt all the time. She really likes it, and she's got some beautiful versions that I've been eyeing up, thinking I could do with a few of those. So I really want to make this particular pattern. There are other lovely shirts out there, of course. I always want to try and improve my own skill sets where I can. And something that I've never made actually is a proper tailored shirt. So I've made easy shirts or easier shirts. So with the Grain Line Archer, you get the yoke and the pleat and the cuffs and all of that kind of shirty stuff that I've never done before. I'm thinking that I would like a really nice white or off-white one that will just go with everything and go under things really nicely. But I also have this fabric, and I have shown this to you. I bought this from the Fabric Boutique when I went up recently to have my colours done. I have 2 meters of this, and I thought this would make a really lovely proper shirt. I can see this as a Grain Line Archer. I think it would be so nice. If you've made this pattern, let me know about the fabric, because looking at the fabric amount that you need, I think it said you need about 2.6 meters, which seemed absolutely loads for a shirt. Now, that could be right, of course, because there are a lot of parts to the shirt, like the yoke and the cuffs and all those kind of things. But I've only got 2 meters of this, and I'm thinking, do I need to buy another meter or another half meter? So when the pattern arrives, I'm going to have a look at that and just hope that if I need to, I can get a bit more of this lovely fabric, because I really want to make this as a shirt now. Moving on to item number 8. There are a lot of things on this list, aren't there? I've been really inspired this autumn winter time, I have to say. So the next thing I have on my list, and this one isn't really a priority, it's just something that I'd like to have a go at really. It's a fleece jacket with no collar. So I'm sure you've also seen these kind of jackets around on the high street. Really simple fleece jacket, often zip up, no collar, often bias bound around the edges as well. Probably not lined either, so really simple and easy to make, and just with patch pockets and like a rounded hem again, similar to the style of the gilet, but just with sleeves. So again, this is another one that I would love to challenge myself to make from a pattern that I already own. And I'm thinking, again, I could probably use the Ilford jacket or even the Logan jacket again to do this. Yeah, I'm sure, again, you could probably take the collar off of one of those patterns. Just keep it nice and simple, no sleeve cuffs or anything, maybe around the hem, not even line it, just bias bound the edges, and then you'd be done. So that's that one. As I say, not a priority, but something that I would really like to have a go at over this season. Again, really good for like dog walking and stuff, but also looks really nice just layered over a dress. I love casual styles. Even if I'm wearing a dress or something, I'm often just wearing like chunky boots or trainers or something really casual on top. I don't do smart very easily, so all these casual jackets and things that are around are perfect for me. And then finally on my list of sewing make, I'd really like to just make another blazer by the Avid Seamstress. I made this pattern, I think it was this year actually, earlier in the year in wintertime. I absolutely love this blazer. It fits me so well. I was so lucky with the fit. Really nice to make. Quite a simple blazer again, in that it doesn't have some of the tailoring techniques that some blazers have. I really liked it. It feels nice and casual on me. It fits really nicely, as I say, and I feel as though it goes nicely with jeans. I went up to London recently for an event and I had to be quite smart, and I wore a blazer with my Agnes t-shirt and a nice pair of fitted cropped black trousers. Of course, because I'm me, I forgot to take a photo, but I really wish I had, because it's one of the few outings that my blazer has actually had, and I felt really nice in it. I didn't feel too smart. I just felt smart casual, and yeah, I really liked it anyway. But the colour that I've made my original one in is like a grey checked fabric, so it doesn't go with everything. So I think what I would really like is actually to make a black one or like a charcoal grey one or something that's going to go with more things. So I feel like a blazer is just something that you can probably have one in every colour of, really, and it would go differently with lots of different things. And I love how blazers are being worn more casually, like with leggings and jeans and stuff like that. So again, I'm just gonna have a look around, see if I see any fabric. Another pattern, again, and I mentioned this before, that I would really like to sew at some point is the Heather Blazer by Friday Pattern Company. This is a more oversized boxy style, and I do quite like this one because I like the oversized look. But just in case you are looking for a blazer pattern, then the Heather Blazer is apparently a good one and another one that you can try. So let's move on to knitting, shall we? And I've just got 3 knitting things on my list, and one of them I have already started. I'm in the middle of making this lovely pattern by Rowan. So I don't know if you've seen, I did speak about the fact that I went up to London in May and went to the Mode at Rowan new concept launch for their new range of yarns that they were launching. And I have to say, they have really nailed this autumn and winter lookbook. I think everything that they have put in this in their lookbook and in their collection for autumn winter time is just, I would wear all of it. It's so lovely. I'm making the Ludham sweater, I think that's how you say it, which is this one here. It's a lovely, simple, easy to wear sweater, stocking stitch straight up the front and back, and really straight sleeves as well, so there's hardly any shaping in there. So if you are a beginner, this is a really lovely one to sew, but I just think it looks like really lovely one to knit, sorry. But I just think it looks like a really lovely casual jumper that I would just throw on every day with jeans or even leggings. And the yarn that you use for this one is called the Softest Alpaca, and it really is the softest yarn that I've ever used, I think. So that's what I'm knitting at the moment. I actually went for my standard colour of beige, and I feel as though this is a good one. It will work well in my wardrobe, but I kind of thought after I'd chosen that yarn, I wish I'd gone for something a little bit different, like maybe a forest green, or they've got a lovely baby blue as well, which really are the colours of this season, I think. So after I finish this one, if it does fit and it goes according to plan, I'd really like to make another one of those. It's super quick to knit up. I knit the back of this in like a week. So I'm really hoping that I'm going to have this finished in the not too distant future. And then another knitting plan that I have is to knit up this cashmere beanie hat, which I bought the yarn for actually in Rowan's sale last year. So I have a ball of this ready to go. Super cheap, by the way. If you are a fan of Rowan yarns, definitely sign up to their mailing list, because when they have a sale, they really slash the prices of their yarn. So this cashmere yarn, it's pure cashmere, is like a £40 a ball normally, but I think I got it for half the price, so it was £20. So yeah, it's really worth signing up and being on their mailing list so you do hear about their sales. But anyway, I bought this sort of summertime last year and I didn't get around to knitting the hat, so that's something that I really want to knit up. Again, I've gone for my usual beige. I really need to branch out in my colours, don't I? But I feel as though beige goes with everything, so I am quite drawn to it most of the time. And then something else I would really like to knit to go along with my sewing plans is a slipover or a pullover. So again, Rowan have a couple of really lovely ones I would maybe like to try. They've got this one, which is called Salt House. I think I'm saying the name of that right. I'll pop it in here as well. And this one is knit from a DK weight yarn, I think, but they actually knit it with the DK weight held with the mohair. It's not mohair, but it's that kind of fluffy yarn, so you get the fluffy texture. And I've seen this in real life and it just looks really, really cozy and really lovely to wear. And it's quite lightweight as well, but because of the fluffy texture, it's nice and cozy and warm. There's also a lovely slipover by Petite Knit. I think it's just called the Slipover or something, but again, I'll pop in the image of the pattern here. That's another lovely one, and I know lots of people have made that one. Also, a Longerbeck Anna has a lovely slipover, and I think this one would look nice with a shirt or a long sleeve top underneath too. So I'm feeling kind of out of breath now. I feel like I've talked for so long about those things. I'm feeling really inspired for autumn and winter sewing, actually much more inspired than I was this summer, which is really strange and unusual for me. But I think as my sewing confidence has grown and I'm more confident making things like coats and outerwear, it just kind of opens up a whole new world really, and I just love it. So let me know what you think of my sewing plans, and let me know what's on your autumn winter list this year. Let me know what you're planning to sew. I'd love to know. So stay tuned for those mates. I'm really looking forward to sharing with you how I get on with them. If there is anything on that list that you'd like to see me sew as a sew along, please do let me know in the comments, because I'd love to do that as a video. I think that would be really good fun. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. And if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. Otherwise, take care everyone, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Bye.